Chat is now enabled. Somebody chat if you can hear me. Lynn, can you hear me? Okay. Lynn, do you want me to bring you into the Hangout? Okay. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. I think that she was. I don't think it is. Yeah, she. I don't know like what her Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
Good.
I'm not seeing you yet, but my little hourglass.
We'll give it a second. It'll happen.
It's still. There you are.
Uh-oh.
I can see you now.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Excellent. I just noticed that it actually gives me an indicator when you're fully in. Right before you said you're in, I could see you in the display. So we announced this webinar to more people finally. Nobody wanted to take advantage of it, but we're also going to start sending out a weekly reminder email to subscribers right before it happens. So there'll probably be more people that will come on board with it every week.
Okay.
And then we think we're also going to limit it to less than 10 people. And we may look for a different webinar system, one that doesn't have people have to walk through Hangouts to get on board. Maybe one that has a few less steps. So we'll see if that happens. So you may have to re-sign up with the new, whatever the new link is.
Okay.
All right, what do you want to learn today?
Well, I haven't, I was gone all last week and I haven't really worked with it again too much.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, let me bring up your site and we'll take a look. When do you guys think you'll launch this site?
Well, we're wanting to launch, I want to launch it here in the next week or so.
Okay.
And because I wanted to do it the 1st of April. So I want to update my calendar and get, you know, like the pictures in for the people. Bob's got them, my husband's got them on his camera yet. And then basically like anything else, I can actually think. Yeah, I did do that. I put 2 different pictures on there and have them go.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the back of our church there.
Yeah. It might be cool if you had a picture on the outside and then one on the inside if you were going to do that effect. Might be nice. I don't know.
Yeah, we took some pictures a couple weeks ago of the inside of the church, and then I've also got some that we took of the Easter, of the altar for Easter, that when it was all decorated.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, what would we do for that? Where would we put like just pictures of different things, like you know, what would you call something like that?
So you could have a page that's just for pictures. You could put it under media if you wanted.
Okay.
And then what you can do is you can use the what's it called? The whatchamacallit? I'm having a brain fart. I will show you the gallery feature. And so I can show you how to use the gallery feature. So let's pretend this is your new page. I'll just go ahead and make it pictures. Not with two S's, just one S. Use the Divi builder. Basically, it's this gallery module. Did you see that one? Did I do that too fast?
Okay.
So it's the gallery module. It's right here.
Okay.
And what you can do is you have a couple different layouts. You can lay it out as a slider so that they'll slide through the different images, or you can lay it out in a grid.
Okay.
You can choose to show a title and caption. You can choose to show pagination. So pagination is that those little links at the bottom that says show me the next results or the last results. And then you choose which pictures you want to put in it by going to Update Gallery.
Okay.
And so this is your media library. In your media library, you can just work with individual pictures. You can actually work with galleries, multiple pictures. Say we wanted to make a gallery of all the pictures that you've taken of the church.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll notice that each time I click on one of these, a little check mark appears beside it.
Uh-huh.
And I've selected all those pictures.
Okay, there's one where there's the people at the table there.
Yeah.
That's one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me just, these are all kind of similar.
Okay.
So I'll just put these in, but I'll let you, after you know how to do it, you'll be able to put your own spin on it. And so when I'm done selecting all the files that I want, I can hit Add to Gallery, and then you have a gallery created.
Okay.
There's a couple options while you're in here. You can caption these, and if you caption them and choose to show the captions in the gallery module, it'll have, you know, it'll have descriptions underneath them. You can normally drag and drop to reorder these, but there's a known bug in WordPress right now that is not related to Aboundant, which is good, that is breaking it. And so they're trying to fix it. It's very rare that WordPress will have a known bug that they're trying to fix. But so eventually you'll be able to reorder these. But right now they're kind of the order that you select them in, or you can choose random order, and that'll display them in random orders each time they go, or you can reverse order.
Okay.
But you can't order them otherwise. Eventually, like I said, you'll be able to drag and drop. Okay. Then I'm going to hit Update Gallery, and I get back to here. And let's just take a look and see what it looks like so far. That's it. And it's showing these titles, and so the titles aren't very interesting. So you might say to yourself, oh, well, let's get rid of those titles. They're not very interesting. So just uncheck show title and caption.
Okay.
Now I'll take a look at it. And so you just see the 4 images.
Uh-huh.
So I'll show you what it looks like on the page. This is it, and then there's the pagination. So it went back to the second page. And then if you click on one of them, it does what's called a shadow box.
Uh-huh.
It'll actually open up the image for you to see, and then you can scroll through them this way too, which is
cool.
a nice feature.
Yeah. Now, can you bring that? You can bring that gallery into like any of like the youth or anything like that.
Yeah, you can use that module on any page you want.
Okay.
And that's a great way to maybe just show a snippet of what that group is like.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you a little bit of a heads up for when you're using people's pictures at your church, because it can be contentious sometimes. Does your church do a member audit every year? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. If they do, that's a good time to ask if people want to opt out of pictures, which is a pain in the butt. So I usually will put the pictures in and then I'll ask for forgiveness later. But if your church does a yearly audit, they can just put a checkbox that says, and don't ask for permission, ask for opt-out. It's important that you do it that way. Because lots of people will fail to give you permission. Yeah. Assume that you have their permission, but give them a chance to opt out when they're doing the the audit. And the other thing that's kind of important, in past churches that I've worked at have adopted this policy. Never attach, particularly with a minor, never attach their name to the image. So if you had a caption, you know, if this had a picture of a kid playing in this field and you said so-and-so is playing in the field, avoid that, because what that does is it makes the name Googleable. It attaches a name to the image, and so if you have any kind of predator or anything like that, you'd be giving them information about that individual. So we usually just use generic, or sometimes we'll just use first names or initials, but just not the full name, with minors in particular. We don't always care about the adults, especially if they're already public figures in the town. If everybody already knows them already, there's no sense in hiding it.
Yeah, we were kind of wondering about, we kind of talked about that, the youth leader and I had talked about that. We wondered if we were going to have to get permission from the parents to put it on the website.
Well, if you have an event that is not just church members, like if you have a vacation Bible school and it's with the community, put the permission, put the opt-out right on their registration form. Say, I would like to opt out of having pictures. And then something kind of weird happens. It's hard for people to keep track of who they're not supposed to take pictures of. And so I sometimes will take a picture of that person and put it somewhere that's private so that I know that's the person I'm not supposed to be taking pictures of, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Otherwise, you just have to make sure that it's something all your volunteers are aware of. Okay. So let me show you what the other gallery view looks like while we're in here. So you can go to slider, and then you can have it automatically animate if you want. Then you can choose the speed in milliseconds. So in thousands, like 1,000 is 1 second. So let's say, let's do 7,000. That's 7 seconds. I find that, I think 5 to 6 is maybe optimal for a lot of things. And let's see what this kind looks like. So brought up your image, and then it's going to, then it rotated to the next image. I would never want to do this at this size, but what you could do is do like 2 columns, and you could put the you could put some kind of description over here.
Are you still there?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me?
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you for a few minutes.
Okay. So if it's smaller, then it might be better.
Yeah.
For rotating. Okay. Let me take it back to 1 column, and I like the grid layout. I think that's the best one.
Yeah, I do too. I think
for browsing.
I like that. Yeah.
Now, why I'm in here, so I chose to show 4 images at a time. By default, this gallery module will show up to 4 images across at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But you can put any number there. So if you were to put 8, but you only had 4 images, you'd still just see 4 images. But if you were to put 8 and you had 16 images, then the pagination would show up on the bottom. So they'd see 8, and then they would hit next, and it would show them the next 8. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it's just like right now, we have 6 images, but we've only chosen to show 4 at a time.
Uh-huh.
And that's why you just see the 4, and you have to hit next to see the next 2.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So go ahead and publish this so you have access to it, and we'll throw it up on the menu under media.
Okay.
And you can keep it there, or you can get rid of it. I don't care. Or you can put individual galleries on different pages that you've already created if you want.
Okay. What we do is, as a an outreach, we do like what we call a summer festival.
Yeah.
And we've gone together with like the United Way, and last year we gave out like 4 or 500 backpacks full of school supplies and
Okay.
meals and that sort of thing. Now with pictures for that, I mean, we had people come from all over Kick and surrounding towns, like small towns around. What do we do with, should we put that on, should we put opt out a picture on that registration when they come and register?
Yeah, you could do that, or you could make sure that you just focus in on your own people when you do it, or you could take pictures that don't identify people. Like if you have somebody putting together a backpack, you can take a picture of their back, so where you can't see their face, and you know, and then working on the backpack, and then you don't have to worry about permission because you wouldn't be able to identify the person in the image.
Yeah.
By the way, here's your picture.
Like with like kids that are out doing random games and stuff like that are in just a group, you just take pictures of them, just don't identify, they're not identifiable.
Yeah, so it gets a little more complicated with kids that aren't related to your church.
Mm-hmm.
You almost do need permission for that. Just try to, if you're going to have anybody's face in the picture, just try to make sure it's your own kids. Because you can be accountable to them.
Okay.
You know, if there's another kid and they're in the picture, and you know, photography that's a whole ministry for a church. Like, it always is good to have somebody that's their ministry and they kind of know what's going on. But so say you have 3 kids and one is from, 2 are from your church and 1 isn't.
Mhm.
Well, and they're all playing together. Find an angle that looks at the back of the kid that's not from your church, but the fronts of the kids that are from your church, you know?
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, you can get all 3. Or you could do what a lot of photographers do, and you could just have a permission slip with you when you're taking pictures and have the parents fill it out. If you took a great
Oh,
picture of
okay.
a kid and you're like, oh, I really want to use that, find their parent right there and just say, hey, will you sign a waiver to let us use this? And you can just have a little slip of paper ready for them to do that, and you can put a statement on there like you or your child will not be identified by name or something like that, so that they know that, you know, they have a certain amount of privacy stuff. It's getting kind of loud in here, isn't it? The coffee's being made. What else? You have all this time all to yourself. I'm gonna mute for a second. Hey, we just had a new person join.
Oh.
Anita Miller. Anita, if you can hear me, can you type something in the chat window? Let's see if she can. She might not fully be in yet. You want to get rid of your Easter stuff while we're here?
Yeah. The other thing that I was going to ask you, and I couldn't remember, how do you change, like, from like a square, if you put your picture and it's square and you want it to be long like the one, like the church pictures are, if you want it to be long, or how do you change the length or the...
Yeah, the aspect ratio of the picture.
Yeah.
You want to either make it taller or wider,
Yeah.
depending on the circumstance. So, what operating system are you using? That'll help me answer that question. You're going to want to have a piece of software that you can do it with, like Photoshop. Or if you have Windows 10, they actually do have a pretty decent picture manager. Let me share my full screen with you, and I'll show you how that works. Okay, so this is Microsoft's new kind of photo manager. And if you hit edit, you'll get all this stuff that you can use. And then you can use the crop feature and you can take the portion of it that you want. Like say you want a wide picture,
Uh-huh.
and then voila, and then I just hit enter, and it did it. And then you can save a copy so that you still have your original. This this little icon here is to save a copy, and then you get the width that you might want. We have some suggested sizes for using images on Aboundant.
Uh-huh.
Let me go to this other screen. I don't know if have I showed you our media site yet? I probably have by now. These are actually images that you can use for whatever you want for your church. We're about to add like 100 new images to this site too in the near future. But if you look on any one of this, we kind of have some recommended sizes that we're working with. Like this is a full-size background. If you want to do a banner like your church pictures on the front, this is the size we recommend for that.
Okay.
If you want a smaller banner like your little sub banners, this is the size we recommend for that. And we're adding a fourth size. It's the 4K background size, which is twice as big as this one.
Oh.
The new images will all have that fourth size. And the only way to resize these to get them to this correct size is you have to learn how to do it in some kind of photo editing software. I'm not even sure. I wonder. I'm not even sure there's a great way to do it in this Microsoft Photo Editor.
Yeah, I think I have Microsoft 10.
Okay, then you'll have this. I want to see what kind of. Oh, that didn't help me. I wanted to choose Save As. I don't know, save as a copy. Let me just hit. Yeah, there's no options.
Yeah, it really doesn't give you any, when you crop it down, it really doesn't give you any dimensions, really.
Yeah, I found them. They're right here.
Oh, okay.
So if you look at the info, but it's not letting you edit them. So I use Adobe products to edit mine. There's some free open source ones, but there's a learning curve with learning how to use them. The one for Windows that most people use is called GIMP. G-I-M-P. Hey Tim, are you there? Do you know, you've been looking into this lately, is there a newer, easier open source?
There's not another easier program. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. There's not another easier program that I'm aware of other than GIMP as far as a full-featured application, but PicMonkey.com, P-I-C Monkey, is a good one for handling. I mean, are you just wanting to, like, if you want to edit a PSD, a Photoshop image, PicMonkey can do that.
How about resizing images?
Yeah, and well, the original question was what again?
What can you use to easily resize an image?
For resizing, yeah, you can resize with PicMonkey. You can resize with IrfanView, the one that I mentioned at the event. That's the app I use all the time.
How do you spell that second one?
IrfanView. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
And with OrphanView, you do have to install all of the plugins too. But OrphanView can do virtually anything you want, and it's free.
OrphanView.
OrphanView.com. Yeah, so there's two installations you have to do. You have to install the program and then install the plugins, which are just the two boxes right there.
Okay.
Okay, so there's
those are
the
ones
two
that we
downloads.
Yeah.
Yep. Great. Bertie Sanders here today. Hey, Anita, have you been able to hear us yet? You should have a chat box over on your right. You should be able to chat and say hello.
He is not showing up, for me at least, either. So I bet she didn't maybe click through with the pop-up.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because I think you get a notification as soon as somebody clicks on the link in the email, but until they actually then click the little pop-up button, I don't think people will actually show up here.
Okay. Seems like there's been some other free photo editors that have been high profile that have come out lately, but I can't think of what they are.
Well,
But I guess Lynn just...
Yeah, I mean Canva.
Oh, Canva, yeah.
Canva is a little more design oriented than just resizing. There's another one that just came out of beta yesterday, or the day actually I guess was over the weekend, called Design Feed. Designfeed.io. And I'm waiting to hear back from them because they were free during beta, but now they charge. But they have a nonprofit pricing, and I haven't heard back yet from them about what that is. I just sent another message to them an hour ago. And that one is designed for, it's kind of like Canva, where it can resize all of your images and create social media graphics, things like that.
Okay.
Canva is free for nonprofits, and it's great.
Trying to get to the point where I can show you Canva. Let's see.
I did a blog post on all these not too long ago on the Aboundant site. It's one of the most recent posts.
I think I already have an account. Canva makes it easy to sign in. And then Canva has a lot of free images, and they have paid ones that you can use too, of varying degrees of quality. But you can use them to make nice banners for your website. This is actually, you can use them to make a Facebook cover. Wow, this is a new feature, Tim. I haven't seen this. It helps you make your Facebook cover by giving you the layout for it.
Wow.
Yeah, there's almost nothing you can't make with this. It's really, I mean, you could literally make a church newsletter with this now.
Yeah.
Pablo is another one that is really easy. Let me see if I can find Pablo.
I've never been it's for the headquarters in Colorado. So like, so it's like, yeah, he does
Tableau is a tool that Buffer has created. Buffer is a tool that allows you to schedule your social media posts, and it's a free tool as well. We don't have nearly as many images, but it's still a nice little simple tool.
Wow, these are all like these free things that you can use on your website?
Yeah, Canva's a web-based thing, and they make money because they have images that they have graphics that you can purchase as you're putting your stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
You can upload your own, and they have free ones too, but a lot of the best ones you actually have to pay for.
And their pricing is a little bit funny too, because you're paying for it only for one item that you create. So if you download an image for a Facebook cover, but then you want to use it again later on in another one of their kinds of layouts, then you have to pay for it a second time.
Yeah.
So, but they're only $1. I think it's $1 an image for most of the images. There are a few that are more than that I've run into, but almost all of them I've ever used have been $1.
That's not too bad, though.
No, it's really very reasonable, and it's just such an easy tool to use, and it's so powerful. So yeah, the Irfan View for just general graphic tool works, whether it's resizing or just, I mean, it'll do almost anything, but resizing is the thing I just use it for constantly, or taking an image and taking a slice out of an image. So if I have an image that was created for a traditional 4:3 kind of layout, and I want it to be 16:9, I use it for that almost every week, at least once or twice.
That's the aspect ratio. When he's shouting off those numbers, 3:4, that's the size of an older TV screen, and 16:9 is the size of a new widescreen TV. If it helps you to picture the different ratios.
Okay.
And Will, I saw a really good Divi tip today on one of the Facebook posts, and I haven't had a chance to read it, but basically the idea was that you put the image sizes into your Divi templates, so that you know what size to format things to, and you never have to think about it that way. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not. There must be a way to customize those. So I got to go back and get that post and find that for everybody.
Yeah, let me know. I mean, in general, it's responsive, so any module in Divi can handle lots of different size images. They'll behave different in different situations with different modules. This is like an infinite amount of ways that it'll use the image, but it does help to have standard sizes that you're using for things so that the look is consistent across your site. Because it'll handle two images of the same size in the same way in the same situation.
So like if I want to bring in like the pictures that are going to go beside each of our our pastor and our secretary and all that. So how would you recommend it be?
I would make sure that they're at least 300 pixels wide. Other than that, I think you'll be okay.
Okay.
Let me go back to here. So let's see. I'll show you another trick, Lynn. There's an easy way to tell how big things are displaying on your screen. So we have these sample images up and say, oh man, I want to know how wide these images are. And so basically what I did is I went and got a ruler extension for my Chrome called Page Ruler. So you could just Google Page Ruler extension for Chrome if you're using Chrome, or if you're using Firefox, you can Google it for that. I'm not too certain what Edge has, but it probably has the equivalent. And essentially, when I click on this Page Ruler extension, it lets me measure things. So I can then measure the size of this image, and I can learn that it's approximately 300 pixels wide by 400 pixels tall. So my comment that you should have an image that's at least 300 pixels wide was good. That seems to be the breaking point. If you have an image that's smaller than that, it likely won't display very well.
Okay.
And just won't have enough quality.
Okay.
You don't need a really super big image. You can get away with just the 300 pixels, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I tried to bring one in of the secretary that I had scanned it into the computer. It's one that she just gave me, and when I scanned it in, I think it was too big to bring in.
Too big.
My
Yeah.
desktop. So I'm going to have to size it down.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how far to size it down.
Your scanner might let you scan a smaller version of it. And a scanned image, you're going to know that it's a scanned image. Like, that's going to show up on the image. It'll never look quite right.
Yeah.
It's always better just to take your phone and take a new picture and have a digital version of the picture.
And that's what I asked her to do, and she says, you never know what I'm going to look like from day to day.
Well, pick a good day and take a picture.
And that's what I told her. I said, well, I'll just come in, and I know it'll be a good day when I come in to take a picture.
Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the... Hey, Anita can hear us. Woohoo! Anita, do you have any questions for us today? And I can also bring you into the Hangout, just like Tim and Lynn and I. We can try that out. In order for that to happen, you need to be on a laptop probably. You at least need to have a microphone and a webcam. And you need to have a Google account. If you have all those things and you're interested, we could try it. It's useful because then we can talk to each other. And then also, if necessary, you can share your screen with me. Otherwise, you can just ask your questions over chat, and I will fill you in that way. And we do this every week, Anita. So if your questions aren't answered today, or if we're not able to get it quite working for you today, you can come back next week and we do it all over again. Oh, okay. Do you have any questions in anticipation of that meeting? And if you want, you can give me the address for your site and I can take a look at it for you. Then you should show me that you know how to take your Easter stuff out on your home page and to change it back to 3 columns. Curious to know if you've learned enough to do that.
Yeah, I think I have. I think I can take that off. I didn't have time because I just got home. I didn't have time to open up my website before I got on. So, will I have time to go onto a new tab and open up my website real quick?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not going anywhere. We have 14 minutes left. Anita, what church are you with? I'll see if I can find your site while Lynn is working on hers.
So I agree. Yeah, I agree.
There's got to be an easier way to do this. Let's see, users. Anita. No, I don't remember which church is yours, Anita. I need some help to figure out which one it is.
I'm done.
You got it? Should I take a look? See?
Yep.
All right, let me take a look here. You know that little shortcut that we made to your church site, Lynn, on the web browser? I kept that, so now I can just easily. Video set. Good, you got it done. It's great.
Yep. Yeah, I've got everything all written down. That you've taught me, and I've been trying to go in and work on it and memorize what you told me. And
I look forward to displaying your site as a featured site on our on our website that people can look forward to, so that they can see what kind of sites you can make.
so I just got a little bit more to put on there for the. I think it's worship maybe and a couple other things, and then I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready to put it live.
I've already mentioned this, but when you're ready to move your domain over, let us keep in mind that it takes 48 hours after you notify us. Actually, it takes 48 hours after we make the change for it to work.
Okay. All right. So We got the okay to go with GoDaddy, and I think we're going to do a .org and a .com.
Okay, that sounds great. You can just have one forward to the other. So I recommend that you have the .com forward to the .org, and then you have the .org point at the site.
.com forward to the .org.
Yep, and then have the .org be the one that points, that follows the instructions to point to Aboundant. Which we have a blog post now. We have a support post for. If you go to support.aboundant.com, the instructions for putting your custom domain into place are there now. I'll give you the link here. Hold on.
But anyway, if you want it for yeah, there's a lot of overlap like that.
There you go. Anita, what church are you with?
So November 20th I'm also making games. Oh, that's good. I'm excited because if we work together, then you can have the year we'll have successful games together.
Are you not, Anita, do you not want me to look at your site yet? Do you want to work on it some more first? Okay.
I'm not sure.
Alright. Well, Lynn, did you have anything else you wanted to work on before our time ends today?
Let me look at my
I have a fun little white background I can add to the middle of your homepage.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one I was changing, so I might have messed it up while I was changing it. We'll have to see. Let's see if it's still there.
Okay. On our look at my missions and beliefs page, I've about got it finished. I just have to add something to our mission.
Okay. I think it's decent. It's short. It's to the point.
I need to add a little bit more to the missions over here.
Yeah.
But,
I think I mean, it's okay if your mission statement is short and succinct, I think.
okay.
And if you feel like the two boxes aren't lining up, they're not as tall as each other, I would go ahead and just make a single column and put your mission on top and then your beliefs underneath it.
Oh, okay.
And then you don't have to worry about it so
Okay.
much.
And then I have my leadership. I think I have it. There's the pastor and the secretary
Yeah.
and the treasurer. How many people do you generally put in underneath that? Do you just those three people generally, or do you put like the choir director,
I would say anybody that people might need to contact,
Okay.
that they might need to contact. So if the choir director is usually a good one because if somebody's interested in singing in the choir, if they have a question about choir rehearsals, then they'll be able to contact them. And even if it's a volunteer, I mean, if they're coordinating things, then people probably need to know they're on your leadership and have some information about how to contact them.
Okay.
Even if that's just using the contact form for the church. I mean.
Okay. And then I've got all the information for all my worship and all that, and then we are going to put in a sermon this week, so we'll have that all. And okay. Oh, yep. I think I'm pretty well. Just got to put the pictures in there, and so yeah.
Hey, go to your home page in a couple seconds and let me. Okay, now you can go there and see if you like what I did. It's pretty subtle. I just added a white texture background to your middle section.
We're the worship and education and outreach and the youth.
Yeah, to that section. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks nice.
You like that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me check and see. Okay, Anita, I hope you come back next week and then have any questions ready for us that you'd like. Other than that, it's pretty much 1 o'clock. So yeah, get your domain stuff taken care of, Lynn, and then shoot us off an email.
Okay.
When you're ready.
Okay, Pastor Jeff did get our email that day.
Oh, while he did your domains? Okay. Great.
And so what I did was I put on there, please send Pastor Jeff your prayer requests and or hospital notifications here, and then we have the submit button, and so there's two different boxes that they can either do prayer or hospital underneath that.
Cool. No, I like it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.
Great.
All right.
All right. Later. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye.